It's time now for your weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news from the South region. This is Fox Sports Outdoors South.
Hi everybody, welcome into this week's show. I am so happy to have you along this week because in the next half hour we are going to have a ton of fun. If you've been watching our show for any length of time at all, you know that I've been preaching for many years to take kids fishing. We've been talking about the techniques and how to get kids started. Well, on this week's show, we're actually going to have a kid in the boat with us. Just over my right shoulder is Graciano Calzada. He's 10 years old. He's a kid I've known ever since he was born. He's a great kid. He's done some fishing. We're going to go out and talk about some of the techniques and some of the philosophy involved in successfully getting kids started enjoying the sport of fishing. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to go out in the Nitro Z8, fish for white bass and crappie and whatever else might bite. While we're doing that, you're going around the region for your local fishing reports from our expert team of insider reporters on your local lakes, rivers, and bays. So right now, we get the Nitro trolled out into the lake, get started looking for some fish, and we take you back to the FSN studios for your weekend planning.
The Salooner tables are indicating a nice opportunity for anglers this weekend. Saturday's outlook is good, with the best times beginning at 11:39 in the morning. And Sunday is listed as fair, with peak conditions taking place around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun will rise at 7:39 and set at 6:43. And we had a new moon this week, so there will be very little moonlight over the weekend. Stay with us. All of your fishing updates from around the region are on the way. First though, here are some more entries from the Costa Catch of the Week contest. These pictures were not winners, but we thought you might still want to take a look.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Exide AGM Marine Batteries. Starts like new, stays like new longer. By Gene LaRue and Bobby Garland Lures. With our baits, a good day of fishing is in the bag. By Motor Guide, trolling motors engineered for anglers. And by Nitro Performance Fishing Boats. Welcome to the big leagues.
Whoa! I think I've got one. I think I've got one on.
All right, we've got a fish on. Fish. I got one too. That's a decent white bass. Whoa, get him in the boat. All right, buddy. There you go. Rossi caught the first fish right there. Hold the line. It's got a treble hook in it, so be careful. Let me get this fish in. I got a catfish. Look at this. Man, we have got doubles right off the bat. Welcome back, everybody. Fox Sports Outdoors today. Let's not get finned. The very first thing. There we go, got him. There's two nice fish to get it started with. This is Grassi, he's 10 years old.
Hi.
And tell me about your fish now. You made a long cast with that spoon.
I made a long cast. I was reeling it in and I saw it jerk back. I pulled it back, but I wanted to just reel it in slowly just to kind of see if it was a fish or if I was just caught.
So you weren't sure at first?
Yeah, and it was fighting pretty hard.
All right.
So I pulled it back, felt that bite, and
caught him. Way to go. First fish and then the second fish, two different species. We may go for the Grand Slam today, 3 or 4 different species of fish. You go back there and open it up, put that white bass in there, and then I'm going to chunk this catfish in there. Let's talk a little bit about the very first most important thing about taking kids fishing. You've got to get kids in some action. You've got to go do your homework, scout, find the fish, find where they're located, and know that you can catch them before you take the kids out there. Kids really don't care, they just want to catch fish. We're going to talk about the gear and the philosophy of kids fishing in just a moment. Got a good start right now. Let's get you some fishing and lake reports.
The Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi Freshwater Fishing Report is brought to you by JimmyJacobsOutdoors.com, your source for southern sporting adventure information. Visit our online bookstore for guidebooks on trout fishing, saltwater fishing, and hiking in the region. Now that we've got a couple of cool snaps under our belt in the south, the fish are beginning to feed up for the winter. It's a great time to target a variety of sport fish throughout the south. In Alabama, the bass are biting on Logan Martin Lake. This 17,000 acre impoundment is on the Coosa River just east of Birmingham. Now, it's hosted a couple of Bassmasters Classic tournaments, so it's got a lot of good largemouth and spotted bass. The key to catching these is finding the shad schools right now. Once you've found them, you want to fish around those docks, seawalls, or rock formations near the shore. Start off with a topwater lure or a buzzbait early in the day, and as the day wears on, switch over to a shallow running crankbait. Now, a lot of these bass are going to run in the 3 to 6 pound range. Up in North Mississippi, the crappie action is heating up on the Corps of Engineers flood control reservoirs. Enid, Granada, and Sardis are all producing some slabs right now. The ticket here is trolling a small crankbait, and the Bandit 300 series would be a good choice for this. Run that bait along the edge of the drops into the old river channel to catch these fish. In Georgia, Lake Jackson at the head of the Ocmulgee River near the town of Forsyth is one of the state's oldest reservoirs, but it's also a good place to catch a spotted bass over 20 inches right now. This 4,750 acre lake is full of these spots. Now, the place to be targeting is back in the coves right now. You want to be casting a 1/4 ounce spinner bait around the seawalls. But the real key here is also finding those coves that have shad schools in them.
Yeah, I've got him.
Well, that was at the end of, there's one. That was at the end of a long cast too. I got one. We got doubles again. All right, well, that's a decent white bass right there. Let's see what you got, Gracie. Keep reeling. Little striper. Keep reeling, keep reeling. I got it. Swinging this way, swinging this way. Got him. All right, well, we've got 2 more fish for you, 2 species. There's a white bass and a little striper right there. Way to go, buddy. All right, I'm gonna put that one there. You go put that one in the live well for me. And I wanna mention something here real quick. You see me every week on the show wearing some fantastic clothing. This is Magellan Outdoors gear. The shirts that I wear, the pants, the shorts, everything is specifically made for anglers. It is moisture resistant, it is stain resistant, it is bug resistant. It is some incredible technology built into the fibers of this gear. Go to your local Academy Sports and Outdoor store and look for the Magellan Outdoors gear. They've got a full line of women's and men's shirts, shorts, pants, hats, everything. Check them out at your local Academy Sports and Outdoors in your neck of the woods. Magellan Outdoors. Stay with us. Got him. All right, here, it's a good crappie. Back him up. Good job, Gracie. Hey, look at this.
That is big.
5 me, a large scale 5 right there. Okay, grab him by the lower lip. There you go. How about that, folks? Hey, welcome back. We are talking about how to keep kids interested in fishing, get them started in the sport, how to be successful at it. Got my buddy Gracie out here with us today, and he just caught him a big old crappie right there. Caught him on a little slab, Dr. Bobby Garland. I'll show you the bait a little bit later. You like that?
Yeah.
What'd that feel like?
It felt pretty good to actually catch a fish.
Yeah? And what'd the bite feel like?
The bite, it felt like, well, you can kind of feel the rod moving just a little bit. Then you can kind of see it bending and the string moving. Yeah. And so I just lifted it up and reeled him in.
There you go. He's a line watcher already. Let's talk about gear just for a second. You want to start kids off with some gear that they can use, which would be a closed-faced spinning reel. Is always what you want to start a kid off with. You graduate as they get a little older to a regular open-face spinning reel. Now, Gracie's 10 years old. So this is a perfect rig for him, and I'll show it to you at the end of the show. It's a Lew's Combo. It's a factory match set that comes like this. One thing you can do though, now most kids are right-handed. So what you can do is take this reel, you can unscrew this knob right here, completely unscrew it. You can turn it around, take this handle out of here, put it in this side, and screw this knob on the opposite side. It'll turn it into a right-handed reeling spinning reel. Now once they get a little bit older yet, maybe 12, 13 years old, you can start them in on a bait cast rod and reel. That's an open face bait caster, but I would definitely not start a kid on that kind of a reel until he's a little older and you can teach him how to thumb that reel properly. One other thing, don't get kids out in a situation where all they got to do is just sit and hold a rod and watch a bobber all day. Kids want to cast, so put them in some kind of a situation where they can make a cast, reel something in, give them something to do with their hands and their mind, and it'll keep them interested and occupied a lot longer. We're gonna keep this one and let your daddy fillet it. How about that?
That'll be awesome.
All right, let's get you some more fishing and lake reports from your local region. Let's go to Crispin Powley in Tennessee and Kentucky.
When considering a destination for your next family getaway or outdoor adventure, I would urge you to consider beautiful Benton County, Tennessee. Nestled along the banks of Kentucky Lake in West Tennessee, historic Benton County offers all the amenities that an outdoor enthusiast could ask for, served up with a heaping portion of southern charm. Visit this sportsman's paradise and experience why so many of us are proud to call it home.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's Tennessee and Kentucky Fishing Report. The deal right now is weather. Weather dictates what the fish are doing. It's not hot, it's not cold, it's really, really comfortable out on the water right now, so it's a great time to go fishing. But these weather patterns that move through this time of year really, really wreak havoc on the consistency of a bite. The crappie are actually getting a little bit better. They will continue to get better as the water temperature cools a little bit. Another 10 degrees or so and they'll be prime. The water's low in most of the regions because of these are predominantly TVA lakes, so they're drawn down in the wintertime. So look for cover around deep water, but next to a creek where there's a migration path, and soft plastic baits on jig heads are the thing right now. Bass. The wonderful thing about this time of year is the way that the bass act in this part of the world. They're very predatory, they're feeding up for winter, and they will chase a topwater bait or a shad mimicking bait, like a spinner bait or a soft plastic jerk bait. They will just absolutely just destroy it. Big weight caught this past week on Kentucky Lake in the midsection in the lake and around the Danville area, 5 that weighed 40 pounds on a topwater bait. You can't go anywhere on the country and have much better bass fishing than that. Guys, Dale Hollow's really good right now. It's gonna get better as it cools off. Those big smallies and big spots will start pushing up shallower and be a little bit easier to catch. And Taylorsville in Kentucky is still on fire. That's all I've heard about this place for the last couple months, is that it is just one of the best kept secrets in this region. So guys, play the weather, go on the front end of weather systems and just enjoy these comfortable temperatures and just get ready. The fish are gonna start feeding more and more aggressively as winter draws near. Look, just get out, be careful. We love to see you on the water in Tennessee and Kentucky. God bless.
There's one. Got another one, Grassy. See if he's any good. He's coming awful easy. Another little striper. All right, well, we're gonna take a quick break right here, but before we do, I wanna mention something. If you're gonna bring kids fishing, we need to talk a little bit about safety. You absolutely need to be safe from several aspects if you're coming out here to bring a kid fishing. Number one, we've got personal flotation device on him. This is an auto inflate device. So it's got a CO2 cartridge in it. If he falls overboard, there is a safety red lever out here he can pull to inflate it, but it's gonna inflate automatically. That's number one. Keep it on a kid the entire time he's in the boat, not just when the big engine's running. Number two, you want to have sunscreen on him. Did you get a lot of sunscreen?
Yes, sir.
Sprayed on you? All around his face, ears, arms, legs. Kids' skin burns a lot easier than adults does, and the effects of it are much longer lasting. Number three, hydration. I want you to look down here a second. In my Nitro boat, I keep water, Gatorade, all kinds of drinks in there handy, and we keep him drinking the entire time.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. By Mercury Marine, celebrating 75 years of marine excellence. By Stren Fishing Lines, the standard of dependability. And by Tracker Boats. It's more than just a boat, it's a tracker.
Brush is right on that marker buoy right there. So lift your rod tip just a little, turn your reel handle just a little.
I think I feel something.
There can't be. You got one? Slow down, slow down, slow down. That's a good one. Good crappie. Swing him in the boat. Swing him in the boat. Hey, way to go, dude. That's a good one. Man.
That is a monster right there.
Yeah, grab that dude by the lower lip. Welcome back, everybody. Doing a little crappie fishing right now. So we caught some white bass earlier, and you felt those. What's the difference in how a crappie feels and a white bass?
A crappie, like the white bass, you can kind of feel it like thumping several times, like you can feel them nibbling on it. But these crappie, like you can feel it like a really hard thump just once.
Exactly.
And then you've got to catch them
See,
in.
he's got it already, the crappie thump. And once you get that in your blood, it's there for life. All right, you want to go put him back in the live well?
Yes, sir.
He's going to go put him in the live well. Let me tell you a couple of more keys about the philosophy of taking kids fishing. You want to make it a fun experience and a fun atmosphere, which means bring some food, bring some drinks, bring a radio with some of the kids' music on it. Just create a festive atmosphere. Secondly, you got to have an ending to the day, have a beginning and an ending, which means don't stay all day long. They've got a shorter attention span than an adult. You cannot expect a kid to stay out there and stay focused all day. All your focus goes on the kid. You can see I don't even have a rod in my hand. I've got the rod put down and I'm standing there coaching him through how to cast it, how to work it, how to feel it, what a bite feels like, and lastly, try to end it on a good note, which means catch a fish and leave. Try to make the last thing that happens a fish catch, and they will want to come back again next time. Some real keys about the mental part of getting kids interested in the sport. Time right now for you to get interested in some more fishing and lake reports from your local area.
This part of the program is brought to you by Egret Baits, makers of the new Voodoo Mullet. The Voodoo Mullet has a serrated body wiggling action the fish can't resist, and it comes in 2 sizes to match the hatch wherever you're fishing. So try Voodoo Mullet and let the fish do the rest. Boy, there's a lot going on along the coastal south this week. I was talking to Jake Marcus, my good friend over in Fairhope, Alabama. He fishes Mobile Bay a lot, and he tried for trout and redfish and didn't do very well, so he turned his attention to flounder, and he just stroked them. Jake caught flounder from 3 to 5 pounds. They had 13 of them with a friend of his, and they also caught a lot of sheepshead from 1 to 5 pounds. They caught 25 sheepshead. What he decided to do was he moved to the bridge abutments and pilings around Dolphin Island, and he waited for a good slow running tide so he'd get his live shrimp baits down there around those bridge pilings. He said if you could get past the sheepshead, the flounder were just all over them. I also heard from Captain Patrick Garmison, who also fishes Mobile Bay, and Patrick's doing real well on trout and redfish, slot reds, in 3 to 8 feet of water, again using live shrimp. Over on the Georgia coast, Captain Greg Hildreth had a day last week where his party of anglers caught 41 redfish. These are giant reds. Some of these fish are pushing 50 pounds. It's all catch and release fishing, and it's in shallow water, so you can really have a great fight with these fish. He's using live pogies or menhaden, fishing them deep on the bottom in a running tide, and it's all the redfish action that you want. Captain Tim Cutting says he's doing pretty well on trout and flounder inshore along the South Georgia coast near St. Simon's Island. And over in Mississippi, the big news there is yellowfin tuna. They're getting them chunking around anchored shrimp boats during the day and also around some of the big floater rigs. Well, that's it for the coastal south. Remember, get out on the water and go fishing, and take a youngster with you when you go.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Costa Sunglasses. See what's out there. By Lew's, setting a new standard in fishing performance. Feel the difference. By Strike King Lures, #1 in fishing. By Lowrance Electronics. Find, navigate, dominate.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for our Ask the Pro feature, where viewer questions get connected with professional anglers. This week, Ronnie asks, what is the best rod, reel, and line size for fishing a drop shot? For the answer, we asked Bassmaster 2-time Angler of the Year, Aaron Martins.
A really good basic drop shot rod would be like a 6'10" to about 7 foot, medium light action. You want something a little bit of tip, it's important. And paired up with 8-pound, I use 8-pound Sniper Sunline, and I like a high speed spinning reels. They make spinning reels in different gear ratios, so pay attention to that, and you'll see anywhere from 4.7 to even 6.0 now. And I like the faster ones, and you know, that's about it. Drop shot, I mean, I drop shot on 3 or 4 different rods, and I go all the way from to flipping stick.
Thanks, Aaron. If you want some help from one of the anglers, visit foxsportsoutdoors.com and then follow the Ask the Pro link to submit your question. Now it's time for someone to win a new pair of sunglasses on the Costa Catch of the Week.
This week's winner in the Costa Catch of the Week contest wins a brand new pair of Costa sunglasses for their photo entry. This week's winner is Mike Harrell of Waycross, Georgia, showing off his 2-pound, 14-ounce giant crappie he caught at Lake Eufaula in Georgia. If you'd like to enter our contest, just go to our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. Right inside of the front page, click on the Costa Catch of the Week area. Send us your photo and all the rest of the information about your fish. You could be our next winner. And you can see all the Costa frame and lens styles at their website. Go back to the front page of our website and click on the Costa logo where you can see them all there, including the frame style that I was wearing on this week's episode called Switchfoot. Next up on the Academy Sports and Outdoors Right Stuff feature, it's the right gear to take kids fishing, and you really can't beat the Lew's American Hero Combo Rod and Reel System. It's factory matched, it's a spinning reel and rod, perfectly balanced for under $70, and you can also get the open-faced bait cast rod and reel factory matched combo for less than $100. And a couple of baits that I would have handy would be a jigging spoon that you can cast or reel back in like we did today. And you can also use the Bobby Garland stroller rigged on about a 1/4 ounce lead jig head. Again, you can fish it vertically for crappie or swim it in for white bass, stripers, and really anything else that swims. Recently, I was in an airport when I came across this sign. We will be happy to assist you when you have finished your phone call or text message. I got a kick out of it. I laughed and snapped a picture of it to carry around until I started seeing different variations of that same sign at sales counters all over the country. And I began to ask myself, in our culture, have we become that rude? We would continue to do something on a cell phone that we would never do at a bank drive-thru. If a passenger were sitting in the car right next to us, we wouldn't ignore the teller. Why would we do it on a telephone? A little cell phone etiquette is definitely in order. Put yourself in that other person's place. Put the phone down just for a minute while we're doing business. Have a little common cell phone courtesy. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, Teaching Kids How to Fish. I think you can employ some of these techniques with your own kids, grandkids, or friends and have a great time teaching them how to fish at your local lake, reservoir, bay, or river. Hey, don't forget to join us for next week's episode. We'll be on Thursday at 6 p.m. with a repeat airing Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. You can always catch the latest episode of our show 24/7 at the front page of our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. Right below that, click more episodes and video here for our entire archive, our entire library of how-to videos, product videos, and past episodes. You can see all of our latest photos, information, and news at our Twitter feed and Facebook page at the addresses you see on your screen. Until next week, I'm Barry Stokes. Be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.